I mean, this is America. It's supposed to be the land of the free, right? Many of your viewers may not know that your employer is allowed under US labor law to require you to attend anti-union sessions that these union busters run.
In today's episode, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most secretive forces working against workers' rights, the persuader industry. You might not know the name, but if you've ever heard of a mandatory anti-union meeting, seen an anti-union poster pop up overnight, or been told that unions only cause division and disruption, then you've seen their work. These persuaders are consultants, lawyers, PR specialists paid by employers to influence how workers think about unions. Sometimes their work is behind the scenes, crafting talking points, training managers, and scripting meetings. Other times they speak directly to workers in so-called captive audience meetings, where attendance is mandatory and the message is crystal clear.
So there's always been employers using whatever tactics they can to suppress workers trying to organize. But since really the 70s and 80s and on up to today, law firms and independent union busters, consultants, have come in, and they, when workers are trying to afford a union at some company, the company pays huge amounts of money often to get these law firms to come in and try to scare the workers out of forming a union.
Now, under U.S. law, U.S. labor law, specifically the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act, or the LMRDA, these consultants are supposed to disclose their activities to the Department of Labor. Why, you ask? To give workers a fair shot at making informed choices. But here's the kicker. Most of them don't. A recent report by the watchdog group LaborLab shows that thousands of employers and consultants are likely skipping their legal obligations. That means workers are being influenced by professional anti-union strategists without ever knowing it. Let's take a look at two of the most notorious examples recently: Amazon and Starbucks. Amazon has become infamous for its aggressive union-busting campaigns, particularly during the Bessemer, Alabama union drive. Amazon allegedly used persuader consultants to help run a multi-million-dollar anti-union campaign. They held captive audience meetings where workers were told that unionizing could lead to store closures and job losses, messages that were completely untrue. They also used consultants to script texts, craft social media messaging, and spread fear-based narratives throughout the workplace. Even signs were plastered around warehouses, subtly and not so subtly discouraging union support. In the case of Bessemer, Amazon allegedly spent millions to hire persuaders who undermined the union effort at every step of the way.
And really kind of exhaust the workers out of forming a union, create so much conflict in the workplace, and the boss says, gee, this is all this conflict is here, not because I'm paying union busters millions of dollars to create the conflict. It can't, before you tried to form a union, there was no conflict, here, or this conflict wasn't here. So just if you walk away from this union thing, then we can all be at peace again. And you can work for whatever wage I give you and have whatever rights I give you, and shut the heck up,
And although that vote didn't pass, the real story is Amazon's union-busting consultants got exactly what they paid for. Now let's talk about Starbucks. Across the country, Starbucks workers have organized like never before. And in response, the company has taken a hard stance by allegedly hiring persuader consultants to stop the momentum. They use one-on-one conversations, mandatory anti-union seminars, and even fired workers who are seen as organizing leaders. Employees were told they could lose benefits, have their hours cut, or damage the Starbucks culture if they chose to unionize. This isn't just aggressive, it's coordinated, calculated, and executed by professionals trained in union-busting psychology. And that's the point. This isn't just a few rogue consultants, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry working behind the scenes in workplaces across America. And despite federal law, they often operate in the dark. The LMRDA, passed back in 1959, was designed to shine a light on those efforts. It requires employers and their consultants to report any attempts to influence workers on union matters. But recent investigations, including one by the Department of Labor's Inspector General, show that non-compliance is widespread. Consultants are often deliberately vague in their filings, and employers don't report their hires. Also, Agencies tasked with oversight, they're underfunded and overwhelmed. This is where LaborLab steps in. LaborLab is calling for stronger enforcement, more transparency, and better reporting tools. Like their Persuader reporting tip line, which allows workers to report suspected violations directly to the DOL. So what can you do? If you're facing a union campaign at your workplace, know your rights. If you're hearing the same anti-union messages again and again, ask who's behind them. And if you suspect Persuader activity isn't being disclosed, report it. Transparency matters, because when we know who is influencing our decisions, we can make better ones. More democratic ones, more powerful ones. The Persuader industry thrives in the shadows, but we don't have to let it stay there. Together we can shine a light on union busting, protect workers' rights, and build a future where everyone has a seat at the table. Thanks for watching.